Did you know that over 70% of startups stall before ever making a real pivot? That's a staggering number, and it's not just a statistic, it's a reality check for anyone dreaming of building the next big thing. Most founders start with high hopes, but somewhere along the way, momentum fades and progress grinds to a halt. It's not because founders don't have grit or hustle. In fact, most are some of the hardest working people you'll ever meet. The real problem is that we're taught to chase growth at all costs, to focus on scaling before we've truly figured out what actually works for our customers. Let me break it down for you step by step. When you first launch, everything feels urgent. Every email, every notification, every meeting, it all seems like it could make or break your company. You're building non-stop, hustling day and night, pitching your idea to anyone who will listen, and trying to get those first users on board. But here's the catch. Most early wins are just noise. They feel good, but they don't always mean you're on the right track. Users sign up, a few even pay, and suddenly it feels like you're onto something big. But that initial excitement can be misleading. The truth is, product market fit isn't a finish line you cross and celebrate. It's more like a moving target that keeps shifting as you learn more. It's a slow, sometimes painful grind of trial, error, and, honestly, a lot of dead ends. You'll try things that flop, and you'll have to let go of ideas you once loved. The problem? Most founders get stuck trying to force progress, believing that if they just push harder, things will magically click. They keep tweaking the product, adding more features or blasting out ads, hoping that something, anything, will finally stick and take off. Instead of listening for what's actually working, they double down on what they wish would work, ignoring the signals the market is sending. This is where so many promising startups lose their way. They get caught in a cycle of wishful thinking, rather than facing the hard truths. Here's what venture capital insiders know. Most startups hit a brick wall before their first confident pivot. It's almost a rite of passage in the startup world. That stall? It's the market telling you, almost, but not quite. It's feedback, not failure. Instead of panicking or doubling down on the same tactics, the smartest founders pause and zoom out to see the bigger picture. They ditch sunk costs, talk to real users, and get brutally honest about what's landing and what's not. They're not afraid to ask tough questions or hear uncomfortable answers. There's a pattern to the pivot, and it's not about luck. It's about recognizing signals and being willing to act on them. The startups that survive don't just change direction randomly. They make intentional strategic moves based on real insights. They make one big, confident move, often after months of spinning their wheels and feeling stuck. That's when real momentum starts to build. They spot a signal hidden in all the noise, a segment that loves the product, a use case that keeps coming up, a pain point nobody else is solving. These are the clues that lead to a breakthrough. That's their pivot. It's a moment of clarity that changes everything, but it only comes after a lot of listening and learning. And it's rarely obvious from day one. Most pivots are discovered, not invented. So if you're a founder and things are stalling, don't panic. You're not alone and you're not failing, you're learning. Don't just keep doing more of the same. Take a breath, step back, and give yourself space to see what's really happening. Get out of your own head. Talk to your customers. Listen more than you speak, and let their feedback guide your next move. Let go of what's not working, even if it hurts. Sometimes the hardest part is admitting when it's time to move on from an idea you once believed in. Your one confident pivot might be just around the corner, but only if you're willing to see what the market is actually telling you, not just what you hope to hear. That's the real VC playbook. Pivot with purpose, not panic. The best founders know when to let go, when to listen, and when to leap. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe for more straight talk on building startups that last. Remember, the journey is tough, but with the right mindset, your next pivot could be the one that changes everything.